This video presentation has been classified by the ABC as M. It contains material that is not recommended for persons under 15 years.
Politicians, papers and pundits love law and order issues, especially if there's an easy target for them to whip up public outrage about. In Adelaide over the last 2 years, one such media target's been an alleged Aboriginal gang, dubbed the Gang of 49. But does the gang really exist? Kirk and Ali Russell prepared this report.
In 2007, the Adelaide news media exploded with stories of a gang of 49 Aboriginals terrorising the city with ram raids, robberies and high-speed chases.
We are dealing with a criminal gang.
The gang of mostly young Aborigines has been responsible for hundreds of crimes across Adelaide since 2004.
In the weeks and months that followed, if you'd been watching the media coverage, you'd have no doubt the gang existed.
The Gang of 49...
They have got all sorts of hideous backgrounds.
Surely this gang is a mob of terrorists.
This is about pure evil.
Tell me what you know about the Gang of 49.
There's no Gang of 49. They just made it up.
Andrew is a supposed member of the gang. He's just out of detention after being convicted of stealing cars.
It was mostly just all family, all the young ones. Get together with the older cousins and stuff, steal cars, do ram raids, stuff like that.
There is no leaders of the Gang of 49. It's just, it's been made up, this Gang of 49.
This is Travis Agus. His son Brett has been dubbed a ringleader by the press.
Well, when they come in, they say to me, we're thieves, we're thieving and that, but there's no Gang of 49.
Detective Sergeant John Halliday heads up Operation Mandrake, a police task force that deals with the crimes attributed to the so-called gang.
There is no formal gang structure to the Gang of 49. There's no formal structure or hierarchy. So we would say that the Gang of 49 doesn't exist.
So if the police and those involved say there is no gang, where did the name Gang of 49 come from? On January 9, 2007, the South Australian Police announced a list of 49 young adults they were investigating. The following day, the Adelaide Advertiser ran this story.
The police at that time didn't actually say, well, we've found about 50. I think if they'd done that, then we probably couldn't have actually said the gang of about 50. Wouldn't quite sound the same as the Gang of 49, does it?
Colin James was the Advertiser's crime reporter at the time.
We, in the media, coined the phrase the Gang of 49. They were predominantly Aboriginals from 5 families here in Adelaide.
No one in the Aboriginal community is saying that there aren't a lot of crimes and that the people who commit them shouldn't be punished. What they are saying is that there's no organised criminal group. The offenders are not all violent and they're not all Aboriginal.
To call our kids and our young offenders a gang and say they're going out there doing organised crime, it's misreporting. They know that that title will sell more papers than if they just put 15-year-old Aboriginal youth, caught in a hit and run or something like that. Gang 49 is the seller.
Beneath the Gang of 49 hype is something far less sinister than organised crime. In truth, those on the original police list are predominantly teenagers from low socioeconomic backgrounds, linked via family or friends.
I don't hide anyone. I tell the cops, yeah, you can have them.
Fluffy Williams takes in many of the boys after they leave prison. Her family name features prominently on the list.
My house has been raided over 50, maybe more times. They think I'm the leader because I have these families stay with me. A lot of these boys haven't been to school, ever. Some of them can't read or write, come from rough families with alcohol and drug abuse in the families, but a simple, no parental supervision.
It's had a drastic effect on all of us. We don't want our kids in jail. We want them to be good human beings. They got good hearts, they just don't know how to be good.
Do you think kids are being influenced by the press, by the coverage of the 49?
Yes, definitely. It hypes them up. They think that they're famous. It's them against the police.
Many Aboriginal people we spoke to say it's harder to keep their kids out of trouble in the face of this sort of sensationalist media coverage.
Some of these people are the most evil in the world, and they're 10 and 12 years old.
slime bags of the world.
Talkback host Bob Francis has been an outspoken commentator on the issue.
Signs of gangs to television.
He has a massive 25% share of Adelaide's radio audience.
It amazes me that there aren't somebody out there who just want to go out there and get hold of these pricks and screw their necks. And one day, somebody will do it, and there'll be 10 of this gang of 49 found dead in the street somewhere. I think the majority of people, they'll let it go, you bloody beauty.
Police say this list of 49 people to investigate is a figure that changes fortnightly. On top of that, the number and severity of the crimes vary from person to person. Yet the media label Gang of 49 applies to all.
Stolen cars, violent threats and terrifying armed robberies. It's a pattern of crime repeatedly linked to the Gang of 49.
The press has created this Gang of 49 and the boys have got in their head that, OK, there wasn't a gang before, let's make a gang now.
Tony MINNIECON is a counsellor at Adelaide's juvenile detention centres. He works with kids on the list.
I'm standing behind them one day and they were watching it on the news. And I went, we never did that. No, but when we get out, let's do this other place so we can get in the media.
I think that probably what it's become is a badge of honour. You know, I'm a Gang of 49er, and we've actually been quite conscious of that in the media, and we've really tried to tone it down.
Since the Advertiser coined the name Gang of 49, there have been more than 150 mentions of the term in various newspapers. Since this time last year, 47 have appeared in the Advertiser alone.
Obviously, the press have run with this thing constantly. Do you think this has had a negative impact on the issue?
I don't think it's helpful, but I think no, sorry, not going any further on that.
Fair enough.
While some of those already on the list are now embracing the term and the notoriety attached to it, what's more alarming is that a new generation is starting to idolise the idea of the gang.
I know a couple of boys that hasn't been in trouble. They come up to me and say, yeah, I'm 49 now, you know. Haven't even been in trouble in their life. They even got tops that says 49ers now.
I've seen them drawing, like, Gang of 49. It started to get into the kids' heads, you know, that it's real. They're only young and they don't realise that, you know, it's all made up.
Most of my little cousins, 13, 14, all brag around about the 49, say they want to join the gang. Just tell them to snap out of it.
There's a crime problem in Adelaide that police and the Aboriginal community are grappling with. But from the people we've spoken to, what's clear is that solving this problem has not been helped by the media's reporting of it.
Yeah, have we created a new gang? Probably have.